russosbrand.com, where the pros are the pros. The first 2 hours and 45 minutes of SmackDown was the usual. Then we got into Cena's gimmick. And that's what I want to talk about. I want to start there because something happened there and something happened last night that is so freaking comical. Now, one of the things that really, really stood out to me, and they have, done this to themselves, and it was so hard to freaking watch. Okay. So guys, we go through years of them working towards the spot. It's pop after pop after pop, no sell after no sell after no sell, get up, get up, get up. That's the way they've trained us now. No move finishes anybody anymore. 3 guys go through the announce table per show. 5 guys go through a regular table. Super kicks don't phase anybody. I mean, this is how they've trained us. So my problem is when CM Punk goes through a table and he's down for 20 minutes, then CM Punk really is a punk. Bro, like I've seen guys go through announce tables. I mean, I've seen guys go through much, much worse than that. And for you to be down 20 minutes while, 10 feet away from you, a guy's cutting a scathing promo on you, you look very, very, very weak to me. And bro, like I'm telling you, man, if I'm in the freaking gorilla position and I know the longer this goes on without Punk doing something, the more he's buried, I'm calling an audible. I'm smartening the referee to tell Punk to get up and go after Cody. And then if I'm Bruce at the Gorilla, I'm sending the locker room. The longer he laid there, the weaker and weaker he looked. And what do? The 3 days later, Stevie, 3 days later, Rhea Ripley goes through a table. 5 minutes later, she's running into Adam Pearce's office demanding a match. So I'm looking at this and I'm like, well, hell, I guess Rhea Ripley is a lot tougher than freaking CM Punk. She just shook off that table literally in a matter of 5 minutes and wasn't phased at all. And then, of course, you go into the finish last night. So Jay gives Cody 2 super kicks. What's Cody's move called? What's that called again, Ben?
Crossroads.
Gives him a crossroads, and what does Cody do? Pops back up and runs to the corner and gets on freaking Jay. Guys, please tell me if I'm off base, but you can't have years and years and years of no selling. And then when a guy wants to sell a table spot for 20 minutes, we're supposed to believe he's really freaking hurt. I'm sorry, bro. I think Punk was absolutely freaking buried, laying there while Cena's chewing him up, spitting him out. And Stevie, I don't even think they're realizing that we're numb to everything they do because they've taught us over years now that none of it means anything.
Yeah, what they're trying to do is recreate the pipe bomb segment that Punk did, the promo. The difference is that Cena's table bump during that was a lot rougher looking in the corner where the table kind of folded over him. And then Cena was sitting there shaking it off. So he wasn't dead.
And there was separation. Punk cut the promo. Yeah, on the stage while Cena was in the ring, right?
I'm surprised they didn't recreate it to that degree because Cena wasn't going to do anything more to Punk anyway. Plus, the belt shot, I guess they think the belt shot and the table spot were doubling up the sell time. That's my guess. But at the same time, by the way, put some respect on the table. It's the Slim Jim table. Yeah. Remember that. Snap into a table.
Right.
But no, I mean, I get the theory of what they were trying to do. At least what Ben said, they were trying to do some sort of callback to something, but they didn't even get it accurate. Like you said, Cena should have been up on the ramp saying, I'm leaving with this belt, going back to Hollywood, never come like a 1-to-1. I am taking my belt and going away.
Yeah, and he should have went to the top of the ramp, crossed his legs, and done it exactly the way Punk did it. Because Ben, I want to hear your spin, but to me, the way they did it, you made freaking Punk look like a mamby-pamby.
And isn't that the MO of the guy who's been in charge now still? Because they brought Punk back, and these elephants never forget. And they're also dragging him to Saudi Arabia during the middle of a war zone where he doesn't want to go after doing the blood money, go suck blood money dick tweet. And they reference the tweets and shit in this promo. And even Cena puts over Claudio, Cardona, and Nemeth. So Dolph Ziggler, is that him shooting on like guys that he had heat with, where he says shout out to him? And where was Alex Riley and Ken Doan's name left off that list?
Well, that was supposed, bro. I don't know, but what they're saying is that those three guys, it was supposed to represent the letters, and the letters were somehow Nick and Matt Jackson. He was referring to who's the guy that was his best friend? Punk. They sued each other.
It's supposed to. But I was just going to say that. Yeah. Why put those in there when he could have done the callback line and said, turned to the camera and said, "Hi, Colt Cabana."
Right.
When Punk did it,
Carlos,
it was like,
the guy Cesaro was supposed to represent Colt Cabana when he said CC, basically. Nemeth was Nick Jackson and Matt was Matt Jackson. And I'm like, we're supposed to get that?
To get that? When the reality is, if they wanted to hit on Punk, he should have just said, "Hi, Colt Cabana," because when Punk said it, they were boys. And now, like, the exposure of what, their non-loyalty or how fickle friendships can be, that would have been layered in there. So they think they're smart, and they're missing with the recreation of what the depth of that really would have meant at that point. So, and to have Punk lay there, Punk came back not to make friends or care about the fans. He came to make money. So when they say you're going to lay there and be weak for 6 minutes, they're testing you. You're going to Saudi on Friday. They're testing you. Wednesday, they probably got to leave, actually, right, to get there. The other part of what you had said with Rhea and them is what we allegedly used to write. Like, where's the pre-tapes? Why don't they do anything beforehand? So now they think they're smart and they're ambitious, doing the bare minimum of getting pre-tapes beforehand, but the acting is so bad, or they're not disheveled. They did the same thing with Rhea. They did it with Zero Miedo. Like, at the end of the match, his makeup's all messed up and shit. Then they roll the pre-tape afterward. Makeup is pristine. What did he get his ass kicked? Go back and touch everything up. Rhea just went through a table, not a sweat dripping. And they did the same thing,
by the way, Ben, let me add, they did the same thing with Pentagon, who was walking around in all his gear 2 hours after the match.
Yeah, right. That's what I'm saying. So now they're like, we've got it in the script. We'll get these pre-tapes. It'll be for post-match reactions. Well, you better act like you just went through a table. You better act and have your makeup in continuity that just got ripped off from being in a hardcore match. Instead, they're going, nope, we did what we're supposed to in the script, but the acting and directing aren't being carried at all with that, dude. So they think they're so up here in the choices they make. And like you said, we have to wait 2 hours and 50 minutes to get to 10 minutes of show at the end where somebody gets to actually perform. Everything was brutal. How'd you like to be Aleister Black on SmackDown? Get flown out there, only to have your match cut off, turn around, walk back, and then get your nuts cut in a pre-tape where you have to walk off. You're supposed to be the satanic Muay Thai wizard, and you get smoked twice in one night. Like, are these tests for these guys coming back? Rusev comes back, loses in King of the Ring. Like, all these people that should be getting a push, they had to put over Asuka because you couldn't bury her on night one, but then your show's predictable. They're just making subpar choices across the board. So
and then you got
the Cody come to life was real bad at the end, bro.
Oh my God. And that's his buddy. And Jay's his buddy. Like, okay, that's what Stevie, like what I can't fathom these guys are not seeing any of this. 2 super kicks, the crossroads, and you're sprinting to the corner 3 seconds later. This is supposed to be your buddy. You just freaking buried the guy. Like, do these guys not understand this, Stevie? Or is there a reason behind it? Because I'm going to even give the Cena the benefit of the doubt. I think what happened, bro, was I think something went short. I don't think that promo was supposed to go that long, because if you
don't think everything's not a test on Punk and that they're not fucking with him?
I don't know, bro, because at the end,
went home early because Cena said the USA, you don't need to talk to 2 minutes.
That's what I'm saying. And if that's the case, like, okay, bro, if something went short and that's the case, bro, that's when you got to call an audible. Because if you got the guy laying out there for 10 minutes, you're freaking burying him.
And you left him with 2 minutes. If they kept it on Punk for 2 more minutes, he should have picked the mic up and cut an even worse pipe bomb on everything, and even Hunter and everybody that made him play there or whatever. I don't understand the Aleister Black thing. It's just, let's put it this way. Let's go with the moves, the Cody J stuff, and how they've really booked themselves into a corner as far as the non-selling, too many false finishes. Yep. The WrestleMania prostituted finishes don't even mean anything anymore. There needs to be a reset of the whole timeline throughout the WrestleMania to WrestleMania yearly timeline, that we need to protect everything up to this point. So by the time we get to March and April, these false finishes are going to mean something. By the time we get to Rumble, where the stakes are high going into WrestleMania, Elimination Chamber now those 3 can be the season of, oh my God, people are more motivated than ever to get to WrestleMania, and nothing can stop them. You know, they have a ton of advice from Florida and they're ready to go.
Nutrition.
Exactly. But what happens is, too, I'm watching this thing and I'm like, last time I checked, all these bumps hurt. All these bumps hurt. They knocked the wind out of you. And if you wrestle 15, 20 minutes, even every night, you're getting blown up. But they're 15 in at the same gear, not trying to crawl and kind of get their breath and trying to figure out a way where they can just get something out of nowhere and maybe go back to selling. And then you have let me go here. Let me hit him with a move. Now I can come a little further. Hit him with a move. Now I come a little further. Oh, he's starting to come up, trying to knock him down. It's a game of levels. It's a game of gears, but there's only one gear and it's literally full stop ahead until it's done. I don't know. I'm talent friendly. The talent is going to retire themselves years or decades earlier than anybody. I'm still getting booking offers 53 years old because I took somewhat. I mean, I did stupid stuff, but I did somewhat of sports entertainment. These guys in their 50s, I don't even know if they're going to be able to walk.
But also, Stevie, let's be accurate. You're still very sexy at 50.